Time is life. Imagine a world where money doesn't exist. Instead, time is the only currency. Every person has a digital clock glowing on their forearm, counting down the seconds they have left to live. When that clock hits 0, you die. Instantly. People don't age after 25 years. Once they turn 25, their body stops growing old, but their clock starts ticking. Everyone gets 1 year of life, and from then on, they must earn more time to survive. You buy coffee with a few minutes of your life. You pay bus fare with 5 minutes. Rent might cost a week. Here, time literally is money, and life itself is a transaction. Our story follows Will Salas, a young man living in the Dayton ghetto, a poor zone where people live from minute to minute. Everyone around him is constantly racing against their clocks. Some have hours left. Some just minutes. Factories pay workers with time. Time loan sharks control the streets. And every day, someone collapses dead because they ran out of time. Will's mother, Will Salas, is a factory worker too. She's loving, strong, and beautiful, but she has only hours left each day. Will and Rachel barely survive, always dreaming of saving enough time to live peacefully someday. In this world, there's a sharp divide. The rich live forever in luxury zones called New Greenwich, where people move slowly because they have centuries to spare. The poor, like Will, live fast because every second counts. One night at a bar, Will meets a mysterious man named Henry Hamilton. Henry looks 25 but is over 100 years old. He sits alone, scared, because carrying that much time makes you a target. A group of minute men, local time thieves, tries to rob him, but Will saves him. Later, hiding in an abandoned building, Henry reveals the truth about this world. The rich don't live forever because they deserve it, Will. They live forever because others must die. There's enough time for everyone, but the system is built to keep most people poor. Henry explains that people aren't meant to live forever, that immortality has made the rich cold and lifeless. When morning comes, Will wakes up to find Henry gone, and 100 years of time added to his own clock. Henry has transferred all his time to Will, and taken his own life. Overwhelmed and confused, Will rushes home to share his fortune with his mother. He wants to save her, to finally give her a life free from fear. But tragedy strikes. Bus fares have gone up. Rachel doesn't have enough time to pay. She tries to run home to Will, but her clock runs out just as she reaches him. She collapses into his arms, dead. Will screams in pain. The woman who gave him life dies because she couldn't afford a few more minutes. That moment changes him forever. He swears revenge, not on one person, but on the system itself. Using Henry's time, Will buys entry into the rich district, New Greenwich. The security gates charge days, then months, just to pass through. Inside, everything is peaceful and elegant. People stroll slowly. They have endless time. No one runs. No one worries. Will enters a luxury casino, where he meets the powerful time magnate Philippe Weiss, a man who literally owns centuries. Weiss is charming but ruthless, and his beautiful daughter, Sylvia, seems bored with her eternal life. Will joins a high-stakes poker game against Weiss, betting decades at a time. His fearless attitude shocks everyone. By the end, he wins hundreds of years, and Sylvia's curiosity. But Will's victory doesn't go unnoticed. The next morning, the timekeepers arrive. They're the law enforcement of this world, responsible for maintaining time balance. Their leader, Raymond Leon, arrests Will, accusing him of stealing Henry's time. He confiscates all but 2 hours of Will's clock, leaving him seconds from death. On the way back to the ghetto, Will escapes, taking Sylvia hostage to buy himself more time. At first, Sylvia is terrified and angry. But as she sees the poverty and desperation of the ghetto, her perspective begins to change. In the ghetto, Sylvia realizes how cruel her father's world is. She tells Will, "I thought we were lucky, living forever. But now I see, we're not living, we're just existing." Together, Will and Sylvia decide to fight back. They start robbing time banks owned by the rich, distributing the stolen time among the poor. Slowly, hope spreads through the ghettos. People who once had only hours now have months, even years. For the first time, they stop running. They breathe, smile, live. Will and Sylvia become symbols, rebels of time, lovers who fight to give people life. The media calls them modern-day Robin Hoods. But the timekeepers don't stop. Raymond Leon and his men chase them through every zone. During one pursuit, Raymond's car crashes, leaving him unconscious, his clock blinking red, seconds from zero. Will could let him die. But instead, he gives Raymond a minute of his own time, saving his life. "I don't hate you, Raymond," Will says. "I hate the system." Raymond is stunned. For the first time, he sees compassion in a world where time is everything. Will and Sylvia's biggest mission is yet to come, to steal from a central time bank, where millions of years are stored. It's the beating heart of the system, controlled by Sylvia's father, Philippe Weiss. Under the cover of night, dressed in black, they break in. They bypass security, and with a single command, Will downloads 1 million years into a capsule. Sylvia whispers, "If everyone had 1 million years, no one would have to die." Just then, the timekeepers catch up. A tense chase begins. Their car races through the city as Will's clock counts down. 30 seconds. 20. 10. They reach a time-sharing terminal. Will grabs Sylvia's hand, both clocks flashing red. In the last second, they transfer the 1 million years into the system, releasing it to the entire ghetto population. A surge of light spreads across the city. People's clocks refill. Workers, mothers, children, everyone suddenly has centuries of life. For the first time in history, the poor are rich in time. The system collapses. The walls between the rich and poor zones fall. People from the ghetto flood into New Greenwich, not to steal, but to live freely. Factories stop, streets fill with laughter, and time, once a symbol of control, becomes a gift for all. Raymond watches silently. He knows his job is over. He lowers his gun, gets into his car, and drives away. In the distance, Will and Sylvia stand together, watching the sunrise. They're no longer fugitives. They're revolutionaries. Sylvia smiles. "What will we do now?" Will looks at the horizon and replies, "Now, we start something new." The camera pans out. A new world is born. A world where time no longer belongs to the powerful few, but to everyone. In Time is more than a sci-fi thriller. It's a reflection of our real world. It reminds us that when time becomes money, humanity loses its soul. Some people waste centuries, while others die too soon, not because time isn't enough, but because it isn't shared. The true message is simple yet powerful. Time is meant to be lived, not owned. And as long as there are people like Will and Sylvia, willing to share their time for others, there will always be hope for a better, fairer world.